Hey, what's up, people? Piz out here, and today I want to talk to you guys about the Scream Factory release of the Funhouse on Blu-ray. Released in 1981 and directed by Tobe Hooper, the Funhouse tells the story of a group of high school kids who decide to spend the night in the funhouse of a traveling carnival, only to run afoul of a legitimate freak. Yeah, so, I mean, that's the story, but there's so much more behind the Funhouse. What I like about it is it's the kind of movie that there's sort of no middle ground on. It seems to me like most people either really love this movie or they just hate it. You know, they say it's too slow, it's boring, you know. It takes too long to really get in gear. And then there's a whole other group of people who love it for that. For the fact that it takes its time, it establishes characters, it establishes the carnival itself as a very menacing character in and of itself, which I really appreciate. I, of course, am of the group that really likes the Funhouse quite a bit. I've always enjoyed this movie. I've been called a Tobe Hooper mark in the past because I love Texas Chainsaw Massacre so much. And, you know, there's something about a Tobe Hooper movie, and it's very evident in the Funhouse. I can just watch something that Tobe Hooper's directed, and, you know, for me, he has a signature. He has a trademark. He uses a lot of, you know, the camera moves a lot, and there's a lot of really nice up angles and things like that I notice in a lot of Tobe Hooper's movies. Am I a Tobe Hooper mark? Yes and no. If Tobe Hooper makes a bad movie, which he's made his fair share of bad movies, I'll say it's a bad movie. With this movie, I absolutely believe it is not a bad movie. I believe it is a very well-made movie all the way around, especially, you know, the cinematography, the way the movie looks, the lighting inside the Funhouse. It's all very, you know, it's very colorful, it's very beautiful at the same time, it's very menacing. And yeah, you know, I've always appreciated the film for that fact. I've always appreciated the film for the fact, like I said, that it takes its time, it establishes the characters, but it also establishes the atmosphere and the mood of just the carnival atmosphere itself, which to me has always been an uneasy sort of, going to carnivals for me even as a kid was something that was a little you know, disturbing kind of, but yeah, I think they captured that beautifully in this film. I just like it all the way around. I think it's a really solid movie. I highly recommend it. If anybody hasn't seen the Funhouse, definitely check it out. For those of you who have seen it and don't like it, give it another chance. This would be the perfect time to check it out again now that it has this awesome Blu-ray release from Scream Factory. The picture and the sound quality on this thing is absolutely spectacular. The images with the colors are just so crisp and so vibrant. I mean, it looks like a film that was made yesterday on, like, you know, Super HD. It just looks amazing. It sounds amazing. The Anamorphic Widescreen, which if you've seen the DVD version of the movie or an old VHS version of the movie, you saw it cropped in its original Anamorphic Widescreen. It looks amazing. It looks amazing. As far as special features go, we have an audio commentary with director Tobe Hooper, moderated by filmmaker Tim Sullivan. That was pretty interesting to listen to. It's pretty entertaining to listen to. A lot of commentaries, you know, I don't like. I find quite a bit of them boring. This one was informative. This one was a lot of fun. Tim Sullivan, who directed 2001 Maniacs, was very interesting to sort of interview Tobe Hooper and pull information out of Tobe Hooper throughout the commentary. Hooper is just so sort of, he's like so laid back in these commentaries and interviews that I've seen with him. It was great to have Tim Sullivan there to moderate it. We also get an interview with executive producer Mark Lester and composer John Beal. Both of them are kind of brief interviews, but they're kind of cool. The one with Mark Lester is very informative. A lot of cool information in there about the movie. So yeah, definitely interesting to watch that. We have an audio interview with actor William Finley. that was William Finley was the guy that's dressed as Dracula who drove the stake into the girl's heart and whatever. Nice interview with him. He talked about working with Tobe Hooper and stuff. He's passed away since then. It was an interview conducted at like a convention back in 2004. It seems like there's one other special feature on here that they don't mention, and that was an interview with, and what was his name? I forget his name. He was the gentleman who played Kevin Conway. Kevin Conway, yeah. That's not listed back here, though. That's funny. Yep, there's an interview with Kevin Conway who played the barker. The guy's like, it's alive, alive, alive. He actually plays all three barkers in the movie, which I thought was very interesting. And of course, he plays the father of... the only word that jumps to mind is really the freak. But... yeah, we also get theatrical trailers, TV spots, the usual sort of rigmarole there. Compared to Scream Factory's previous releases, Halloween 2 and 3, you know, the plethora of special features just aren't on here. What special features we do have, though brief, are pretty cool, so definitely thumbs up from me there. I enjoyed all the special features on this disc, but like I said, the picture and the sound quality are really, I think, what are selling, or what should sell this release, because they're both fantastic. The audio commentary with Tobe Hooper, again, entertaining, enjoyed it. As with the previous Scream Factory releases, we get a double-sided cover. You can choose this cover that's on the slipcase, or that one, which is like one of the poster arts, and on the disc is another one of the original poster art, the mouth, the slobbering monster mouth, that I thought was cool. One thing that was mentioned in the commentary with Tobe Hooper and Tim Sullivan that drew a definite line between this movie and Texas Chainsaw Massacre was the fact that, like Leatherface, the freak in the Funhouse isn't necessarily an evil character. He's a character who is more or less, just like Leatherface was in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, protecting his own. He was defending himself from trespassers. And that, I thought, was another interesting sort of thing about this movie. The dynamic between the freak and his father, also another very interesting dynamic in the movie. So yeah, I mean, there's more going on here than I think has really the movie's really been given credit for. So I highly recommend it. If you haven't seen it, by all means, go out and check it out immediately. If you have seen it and you didn't like it the first time around, give it another look on Blu-ray. I think it's definitely worth it. If you're a fan of this movie, this is absolutely the way that you want to own it. The Blu-ray's phenomenal. Highly, highly recommend it. Scream Factory, my hat is off to you. Again, these releases are awesome, and I can't wait to get my hands on They Live, which is already got that pre-ordered, coming out next month, so definitely waiting with bated breath to get my hands on that one and check it out. That's going to be an awesome release. But yeah, the Funhouse, get it, buy it, whatever, put it in your collection. It deserves to be there. So yeah, until next time, you guys take it easy. Peace.